and entrepreneur straight out of New York City, Michael Chernow. What's cracking?
How are you thinking about fear? What do you do when it knocks on your door? Do you hide? Do you try to figure out a way to brush it under the rug? Do you let the bills pile up? I promise you that that's not the solution. I promise you that the mindset of how you can face fear, this optimistic, impenetrable, bulletproof mindset, doesn't mean that you're going to win all the time. Doesn't mean that you're not going to fail. Doesn't mean that the thing that you're afraid of is not going to come to fruition. But think about this. Wouldn't you rather fail with grace and dignity and strength than fail in absolute pity? What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Kreatures of Habit Podcast. Today's a solo cast, and you're catching me in a very good, vulnerable, ready-to-talk moment. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, which is rare for me. Typically, I get a good 7 hours, and last night I was sleeping in a hotel for the fourth night or fifth night in a row, and I only got 5 hours of sleep. And there's a reason why, actually. I was getting blood work done from this telehealth company that I love, Blokes. They sent a nurse to my hotel to actually draw my blood so that I can get my quarterly labs. And she showed up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was definitely sleeping. Because whenever I stay in New York, I tend to stay up a little bit later because I'm not with my family, because I'm going out for dinner with some friends. So I didn't get to bed till around 10:45 last night, which is definitely past my bedtime, but I'm happy to do it in New York City. And you know, I knew that this nurse was going to come somewhere between 5 and 8, but she was there right at 5 a.m., right on the dot. Anyway, happy I sprung out of bed, got my blood work done. She was wonderful and sweet, and got my day started at 5:15. She was in and out. But that's a little plug for Blokes. If you're thinking about taking your health into your own hands, check out Blokes. I think the website is getblokes.co or .com. We should hit that in the show notes. But it's an incredible telehealth brand that I love, telehealth company that I love. I know the founder, the doctors are amazing. I get my blood work done regularly. We look at like over 100 different biomarkers. Anyway, I didn't even know that I was going to get on that tangent, but check out Blokes. And for the ladies, they have something called Joy Wellness, which is essentially the same thing they do for the men they do for the ladies. So it's a great service. I love it. I got my family on it. I'm on it. My friends. It's awesome. Anyway, so I was saying that I'm in this like vulnerable place, and I wrote a newsletter to the Kreatures of Habit community earlier this week or last week about fear and about being scared. And there's a lot of things going on in the world, but also in my life, that would provoke anybody to feel scared, fear. And I want to talk about it. I think it's important to talk about. Typically, when you ask somebody how they're doing, especially an entrepreneur, you're going to get a great. Everything is wonderful, fantastic, awesome, killing it, crushing. And the truth of the matter is that that's rarely accurate. I'm sure there are certain areas of everyone's life where they feel fantastic in. But, you know, it's kind of like a flighty question. It's a way for people to say something without actually having to think. So when you say to somebody, how you doing, just know that 9 out of 10 times it's not going to be an accurate answer on the way back. Anyway, fear is your asset. Fear is your asset. Fear is your ally. Fear is what makes greatness. Without fear, no one wins. Being scared is the most common emotion, more common than being happy, actually, which is kind of strange to think, but it's true. There's a lot of things to be afraid of. There's a lot of things to worry about. There's a lot of things to stress out about. There's a lot of anxiety in the world today. It's not about just surviving, hunting, and foraging. It's not about that anymore. It's about how successful financially can you be? Do you want to live in a vibrant, bustling hustle city where there's a lot of opportunity, but if you live there, you have to make an enormous amount of money. So you got to figure out how to do that, and that's stressful. There's a lot of things. And what I've been thinking a lot about is, and what I'm grateful for in the world of fear, is that fear tends to make all of us actually, think. It makes us think. Its job is to force us to think. And what separates those who excel and grow and perform and shine, in my opinion, is where that thinking goes. And also who you surround yourself with when you need to make the decisions based on what fear is going to present to you. I've worked in situations where it was very scary, and the people that were around me it was like doomsday. Oh my God, this is the worst. This is the worst situation. We got to figure out how to get out of this. This is terrible. What are we going to do? It's probably going to, this could be it. This could be it. When you are around those people, very little motivates anyone to want to battle back fear, fight through fear, charge fear, run towards fear. That's how you win. You run towards fear. That's how you succeed. That's how you grow. That's how you shine. You run towards fear. It's coming at you. It's in your face. I'll share with you right now, I am dealing with being an entrepreneur right now, raising money and all the things that come along with being an entrepreneur. You know, the restaurant business, the digital wellness business that I'm currently running. It's a tough time. It's just a tough time. Everybody is struggling. Everybody is suffering at some level, if not at a great level. There are a lot of people that are not making it. So there's fear just there all the time. The people that I work with at Kreatures of Habit, the conversations that we have that could really scare somebody to want to quit or run or hide or drink themselves to oblivion. The people that I surround myself with at Kreatures of Habit make that fear exciting. There's no chance for losing. There's no chance we don't get what we need. That's the conversation. I just had the conversation literally right before I got in the elevator and came into this space, into the studio to shoot. I just had a conversation that with another company that I've worked with in the past, the negativity, oh God, with the exact same situation, not a great situation, tough, negative, not awesome situation. It's what you do with it. How are you attacking it or allowing it to attack you? How are you thinking about fear? What do you do when it knocks on your door? Do you hide? Do you try to figure out a way to brush it under the rug? Do you let the bills pile up? I promise you that that's not the solution. I promise you that the mindset of how you can face fear, this optimistic, impenetrable, bulletproof mindset, doesn't mean that you're going to win all the time. Doesn't mean that you're not going to fail. Doesn't mean that the thing that you're afraid of is not going to come to fruition. But think about this. Wouldn't you rather fail with grace and dignity and strength than fail in absolute pity, in throwing in the towel, giving up, running the other way? It's so real in life today. Fear is everywhere. It always has been and it always will be. And so if you're listening to this podcast, I really empower you to think about the people you surround yourself with. Not only when it comes to fear, just in general. Are the people you surround yourself with, are they negative? Do they appreciate things and make it about them and try to drag everybody down with them? Because I know a lot of people that do that. And honestly, I've cut them out of my life. Cut. Doesn't mean that I don't ever associate with them. Doesn't mean that I'm like rude to them or if I see them, I throw, shade their way. That would be silly. But I don't allow them to impact me. Cut them out. And I would empower you to do that too. Because fear is not going anywhere. How we handle fear, how we respond to fear is going to dictate how we feel. How we feel is going to dictate how we act and what we do. And what we do is going to dictate whether we are successful or not. This is a positive message. And I know I got a little deep and I'm speaking from my heart. This is a positive message. Everyone is scared. Everyone. Your competition is scared. Your opponent is scared. Your mentors are scared. Everyone is scared because that's human condition and that's human nature. We have a switch in our body, in our biology, in our nervous system that actually is called fight or flight, where it fires cortisol and introduces stress hormones and makes us anxious. It's part of who we are. We are built to manage fear. We're built to manage it. It's part of our makeup. It's not a bizarre, you shouldn't judge yourself for it. It's not oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm afraid here. Embrace the shit. Embrace it. I mean, I could talk about this all day because I'm going to finish with this. I know that I will succeed in life. There's not a doubt in my mind. No matter how scary it gets, no matter how hard it gets, no matter what gets put on the line, because of my mindset, I will always succeed. And there are going to be moments where it's going to be scary as hell. I've had them, and I have them. But I know from my personal experience in coming through addiction, depression, mental health issues, trauma from family stuff, sexual abuse, building businesses, having to step away from businesses, friends dying. On the other side of fear, friends, on the other side of fear is freedom. And there's only one way to get there. Right through it. I love you guys. I really do. That was so cathartic for me. I needed to say that. I was thinking about what I was going to talk about in this solo cast over the last few days, and I just know that I just needed to say, it's so hard. Life is hard. Life is hard. But you got to learn to love the hard and the hurt, because once you can love the hard and the hurt, unstoppable is who you become. If you know anybody who could use this short message podcast, it would mean the world to me if you sent it to them. It really would. It would also mean the world, and I want to say this clearly and loudly because I'm not getting the reviews or the ratings that I'm hoping to get. I'm asking you to please take 2 minutes out of your day to help me grow this podcast, and the way that happens is by you writing a review and a 5-star rating. That would be unbelievable. I'm actually asking you for that. And every week I do a giveaway for a bag of Meal One a box of Meal One, and now we're throwing in a bag of Nightcap for one of the reviews that we get every week. So please give us a 5-star rating and a review. It would mean the world. I'm actually asking you to do that. And remember that fear is natural. It is most of life, and that's okay. I love you. Appreciate you. Till the next one. Peace.